So real popular on YouTube right now, getting a lot of clicks, that's why you're seeing so many titles of it, is Florida having a huge housing market crash. And I don't think it's actually going down the way that you think it is. Let me give you an example. This is just one community here in Babcock. This is new construction. So the builders continue to build, and guess what? They're selling. Just more example of new homes being built and selling. So what's really going on here is a market shift. Everybody's saying that Florida housing market is going to crash. It's down 30% or more over the past 2 years. You guys remember COVID, when everything went way up in price? Well, it's just been adjusting. It's still higher than it was pre-COVID. So it's not normal, or abnormal, I should say, for a market to go up and down. Its trajectory is still going up. So what happened is actually right now the inverse of COVID. Remember when the supply chain wasn't around and builders couldn't get the supplies to build these homes? So all that led to is a lack of inventory, and you were able to ask more money for your house. So a builder is not tied financially in a lot of ways to a home. Yeah, they like to make more profit than not, but it costs them about the same to build these. And they're not emotionally tied like you might be if you're trying to sell a house. So where am I going with this? All that's happened is people who are selling their own homes, resale homes, are asking too much money. They're asking, in a lot of cases, way too much money. For the past year here in Babcock Ranch, I've sold specifically and only new construction. Why? It's not because I like the new construction better than a resale home. It's because for the exact same floor plan, I've been getting people $50,000, even $100,000 less for brand new, and oftentimes with financing options. So why would I tell a client to pay $50,000 more for the exact same home in the exact same town? So long story short, when a lot of people who are either asking too much money because they're mentally still attached to 2022 pricing, or they bought in 2022 and can't afford to sell for lower, means that the new construction market is booming. And when the new construction market's booming, the overpriced resale homes are stockpiling up. See, it's not an overall lack of transactions that's really going on. It's just that everybody that was asking too much money now has to fight and claw over triple the amount of inventory, and they're still not priced right. Now, with that being said, that means there's a lot of reasons to get into this as far as if you want to buy a home. Everybody's saying the market's crashing. I'm having people from up north never even step foot in a home, sight unseen, purchase because of the sale price. Condos that were $350,000 going for $199,000. That's not a crash. It's an adjustment. It's still more than it was in 2019. It's still a trajectory up. Now, this doesn't sell, and it's not one of those titles or the content that's going to get a lot of clickbait. But you're also not going to find markets crash generally where everybody's predicting that it's going to happen. If everybody knew it was going to crash after a 30 or 40% correction, by the way, why isn't everybody playing every market? Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But I can tell you this, trying to top a bottom or the top of any market is almost impossible. It's a buyer's market now. It's time to buy. Another thing that I see a whole lot, more clickbait if you ask me, comparing this to 2008, let's just briefly think about that. 2008, a lot of people with multiple mortgages, adjustable rate mortgages, also not able to afford their housing, causing a housing crisis, crash, they let it go. These people are in 2% loans, 3% loans. Nobody's letting anything go that they can't just keep. It's actually the opposite, because people aren't trying to get out of 2 and 3% to go into a new. Which is why, again, these new communities that are doing rate buy downs, very smart for them. So as a person who's trying to sell their home, you have to price it right or don't sell at all. Because all you're doing is adding to the bulk of the inventory that's just sitting there. It's doing absolutely nothing for you or anybody else. So anyway, this isn't going to win me any popularity points, but I'm going to take a shot out there at this, and I'm just going to let you know. For example, here in Babcock Ranch, if you're listing your home with someone who's a listing agent, for example, first of all, everybody should be at both. I don't know how someone can be a listing agent. It means they're actively not trying to sell anything or find buyers. So what are they doing for you other than putting in MLS? Anyhow, the point I'm trying to make here is, if you're not actively helping clients buy homes, like I do, I also help clients sell and list homes. If you're not doing both, then the chances of you knowing what you can really get done on a new build, slim to none probably. A lot of your listing agents, their advertising money and marketing goes to capturing a listing. Point being, somebody might list your home and they're going to look at comparables. And they're going to look at what the other ones are selling for or listed for around you. But if they're not actively selling homes in the community because they don't want to be buyers agents per se, then they aren't going to know that you're overpriced. They're not going to be able to share that. Your home is just going to sit. I'm not going to be able to sell your Trevi model, which here is called a Sylvester, in Trails Edge, where my father lives, for $40,000 more than the exact same home in Tucker's Cove with a gated community, albeit a little bit more on HOA fees, but also with impact windows. I'm not going to be able to sell it for $40,000 more than the exact same home. So knowing who you're working with can go a long way for you as well.